Ah, what's up, y'all? So I got another video here from TikTok, well, and some reactions of this particular man by the name of Dr. Dex, right? And this 39-second video he did is going crazy and has triggered a lot of black women. And it's for what he's asking right here. But I'm gonna let him say his piece, and I'm gonna give you my thoughts on this video and show you some some stitch videos of other people pretty much being mad at him for whatever reason. And with that being said, let's get into this video.
So I just came out of Kroger's to buy some groceries for next week. And I've got a question. God's had me in this period of isolation these last few months. So I just want to make sure I didn't miss the memo. So what is it with a lot of, I said a lot of, many of them, not all of them, black women in the grocery store, you look them right in the face and you say hello and they act like you didn't say anything. Am I missing something, or is there a memo that I did not hear about? This is Dr. Dex. Remember, Dr. Dex loves you.
Now, if you ask me, it just comes off as a genuine question. Now, I do think there is, since he did say he he had put himself in isolation, but he didn't go into why. So for whatever reason he did that, and he's wondering why. He clearly said not all black women. And that wouldn't, just keep that in mind. Please keep that in mind. He clearly said not all black women, and he's just asking why a lot of them just aren't willing to talk, willing to just say hello back at the very least. I don't think he's asking for a full conversation. I think he's talking about more just saying hi and just keep it moving. Now keep in mind, I'm not saying that anyone owes anybody a conversation when you're out in public. I'm not saying that shit at all. But then again, you're gonna have some triggered women come to this video and say, "Well, I don't know." When I just said what I literally just said a few seconds ago is gonna go over their heads. They're too triggered to listen. They're gonna be too triggered to listen, and that is very sad. And with that being said, there's some more takes on this that I want to show y'all. And some of these may or may not be hard to watch. And then some people that I did find were pretty level headed.
Some of you all are dragging this whole black men speaking to you at the grocery store thing. Excuse my attire, I just got back from working out. Now, before I get into what I'm going to say, which is very unpopular, let me say this. You do not have to speak to anyone if you do not want to. That is your choice as a human being. He came on and asked a question, and there were some women in the comments that said, I just don't feel like it. I don't want to be bothered. I'm just minding my business. I feel this type of way. Understandable. And that's it. But now you all are dragging it to where now you're saying, well, why would a black man speak to me at a grocery store? Why don't black men? And it's becoming an issue with black men. First of all, for a lot of you all, this is our elder. This is a Gen X. Some people come from an era or a generation, or even some people come from certain parts of the world, like the South, where people are just hospitable, where people just speak to one another, especially the black community. There used to be a time where we acknowledge each other. How you doing, brother? How you doing, sister? Angie Stone used to have a song, Black Brother, strong brother. We used to just acknowledge each other because we
Rest in peace to Angie Stone.
shared a common struggle. That man said one word, 2 syllables, hello, and we are losing our minds. You can literally say hello to someone and keep it pushing. It takes you no energy to say hello. Literally keep it pushing. Like you can physically push your cart, say hello, and keep going. Instead, you're making this, black women are tired. That man asked a simple question. Not every man is hitting on you, ladies. I don't believe a man is hitting on me until a man tells me I'm hitting on you, I'm interested, I like you, and I want you. Other than that, I'm just going to say hello. Then it's like, oh, well, he has to buy your groceries. Maybe I would have said hello. Okay, so is it a matter of you not wanting to speak, or you're not wanting to speak unless somebody buys you something? Buy your own groceries. I don't need anybody to buy my groceries for me to say hello to them. I can buy my own groceries. Because trust me, if a man buys your groceries, he's going to be expecting more than a hello. Again, if you don't want to speak, cool. But stop making this a gender war. Stop making this, black men, how dare you? The man's video was 5 seconds long. He just asked a question, answer it, and keep it pushing. But making entire think pieces on this and doing all this, y'all are doing too much.
Hey, salute to this woman for a very fair and balanced take on this. She basically said the same thing I said. Like, hey, we're not saying you're entitled to have a whole conversation with someone. Like most people, like I live in the South personally, and a lot of people, like here in Memphis, like from time to time, not everyone is gonna speak if you say hello to them. I personally don't. I don't take it personal at all. It is what it is, because like it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty introverted myself. I believe I mentioned this before, but you know, in a lot of different areas in the United States, some people will speak to each other in public. Some people will find it rude. Here in the South, I mean, in most areas, people speak to each other. If you say good morning, they'll say good morning back, and that's it. Just because you say good morning to someone doesn't necessarily mean that, like she said, trying to hit on you or try to anything. You know what I'm saying? It's just a good morning, and then they keep going. They go on about their day. I'm going about my day. But let me look at a few of these comments before I continue. Fellas, with the atmosphere that these women have created, it is best to ignore them as much as possible. Don't speak to them, don't offer a hand, or else you run the risk of being humiliated or being called a creep for doing so. Let the bear handle it. Yeah, that man versus bear thing. I don't think God, fellas, I'm not gonna let a lot of women let that down who've been saying that they'd rather pick the bear. I mean, that's a hole women have buried themselves in with the whole bear thing. But this woman says, I am from Louisiana. I was raised to speak to people. I find it strange that we share common spaces yet ignore each other like we're not human beings. I find that very weird too. I find that very weird too. I'm not gonna lie. It's like we live in a time, especially since we have smartphones now, and more people are buried in their phones. Like, I'm guilty of this too. I'm guilty of this too. I'm not gonna lie. We're all buried, or we have our heads buried in our phones. Like, what's going on in our phone screens is like just 300 times more important than paying attention to our surroundings. It's crazy. Even when I get in an elevator, I give a quick "How you doing?" But I've gotten tired of saying hi to people and being ignored. Yeah, that shit does get old after a while. It really does. Sometimes I just wear earphones when I shop now and avoid social interaction. I assume I'm just built different. I mean, hey, it is what it is. I got you. I understand where she's coming from 100%. This person says the CIA don't even have to work to destroy our community anymore. And yeah, the CIA ain't got we. I used to really think that a long time ago. Now it's like we're our own, as black people, we're our own worst enemy. I'm fine with speaking. I'm fine with someone speaking to me anywhere. A hello back doesn't cost me anything. Salute to her. That's exactly why I'm done. It's exhausting speaking to sisters and being met with disrespect. Yeah, that does happen too. Thank you, madam. I'm literally tired of Earth. Yeah, I think this is exactly why the aliens don't visit us. Because this is absolutely nuts. But let me go on to the next clip.
So I just came out of Kroger's to buy some groceries for next week. And I've got a question. God's had me in this period of isolation these last few months. So I just want to make sure I didn't miss the memo. So what is it with a lot of, I said a lot of, many of them, not all of them, black women in the grocery store, you look them right in the face and you say hello.
I love how she deliberately ignores the fact that he said not all black women. Just deliberately ignores that. Did y'all notice that? I'm just let her rock.
And they act like you didn't say anything. Am I missing something? Or is there a memo that I did not hear about? This is Dr. Dex.
Dr. Dex, black women don't owe you a motherfucking thing, okay? I am so tired of y'all thinking that we owe y'all our time, our attention, a smile. I can't stand when I'm walking down the street. It's like Little Duval, smile, bitch, smile, bitch. Like every time I see a black man, why you not smiling? Why you not? Who the fuck are you? I'm not a court gesture. I'm not your entertainment. You ain't paid for my services. I'm not a midnight ballerina, and you didn't hire me for the night to entertain you. You are not owed anything from a stranger. Now, would it be polite and nice if a woman did want to say hi back? When people say hello to me, I say hi back. But sometimes I don't like to because it's like it opens the door. And now you think that I like you or that you got a chance to try to ask me for my number and walk me to wherever I'm going or walk me around the goddamn grocery store. And I don't be feeling like that. I don't be in the mood. Don't nobody want to be bothered all the time but you funky ass. We don't. And we are not obligated. I'm so tired of leave us alone. We don't gotta talk to you. We don't have to say hello. You're a stranger danger. Why do these men feel like they are old black women's time? They feel like they should have unlimited access to our time. They want free and easy access to our bodies. We're not supposed to have any standards, any expectations, and we got to fucking say hello and be court gestures to every motherfucking body. Spread love is the Brooklyn way.
Jesus. Like I said earlier, I get it. You're not entitled to speak to anybody you don't want to speak to, man. But then again, you don't have to be an absolute bitch about it. See, that's what kills me. I have no problem with people who don't want to speak. Okay? I get it. It becomes a problem if I didn't come to you disrespectfully. I don't think this man meant any disrespect. He just answered a question. Like, yeah, I do think he's a little out of touch. He is out of touch. Okay? I will say that. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. But this chick right here is being disrespectful as fuck and taking it to an extreme that, look, Jesus Christ. And this is just a one-off situation as a whole. Men, like, there have been case studies done over and over again about how men are just done. Black men, white men, Asian men, Latin men, all that. Men are done. And then this one-off situation just, it specifically in the black community, just sets off a bunch of black women. And now all their trauma and all their whatever man or black man did them wrong, they want to take it out on this guy just for asking one simple question. And yes, I will say it again. He may be a little out of touch, respectfully, of course, but they feel obligated to disrespect this man for asking one simple question. They feel obligated to disrespect him.
And you say hello, and they act like you didn't say anything.
And you go on to say, did you miss the memo? Yes, you missed the memo where women repeatedly tell us that they do not have to speak to us when we say hello to them. Now, before any man wants to call this rude, women tell us all the time in comments on videos like these why a lot of them don't speak to us. And you would think that with all that knowledge there, it would lead us to come back and say, hey, fellas, look, women are telling us this, so that means, hey, maybe we need to get our game together and stop harassing, stop attacking, stop taking hello the wrong way. That should lead us to do that. I mean, that's precisely why I'm doing this video, is because women are telling us exactly what the problem is. But yet we ignore our own behavior, but continue with this entitlement of, I said hello, she should say hello back. Wrong answer.
Yeah, I was with him in the beginning, but then he lost me at the end, talking about he feels entitled. I don't think he felt entitled, at least not to me. Okay? I don't think it had to do with it. I think he's just wondering, like, what's going on now? Why is there such a difference in, social behavior with the ladies? We just seriously wants to know. And yeah, again, what dude was saying in the beginning? Okay, I was kind of with him right there. Like, yeah, this is what the women are saying. Okay, but then he goes on to talk about how men are entitled and all this stuff. We can't handle rejection. It's like, Jesus Christ, dude. It's not even that deep. At least not to me.
Because he was at Kroger's and he's asking, are black women in the grocery store not speaking anymore? He saw a black young lady and he said hello. And she pretended that she did not see him. This is the problem with older men in our community. They're so out of touch. They have no real idea what the hell is happening. And if you look at the response videos from women, one of the main things that they're saying is, if he had purchased her groceries, she would have spoke to him and said hello. Absolutely not. Buy your own damn food. Buy your own damn groceries. You was being nice, courteous, having good manners, saying hello, how are you doing? Now I gotta buy your groceries. You guys have lost the absolute plot. And that is why I am sitting in Panama and I see black men all over the place, going to different parts of South America, going to Africa, going to Asia, because they're tired of the entitlement. The entitlement is breathtaking, to say the least. You telling me, for someone to be courteous, have good manners, and to be nice, and speak back and say hello, how are you? You have to buy their groceries. Diabolical work, gentlemen. Passport Bros trips, booking now.
If Yeah, and I don't think I necessarily saw those videos yet, but they're really asking, they're really saying like, "Hey, you want me to say hello, buy my groceries?" Everything's a transaction. Everything's a transaction. I think there's a word for that. Oh yeah, prostitution. That's the word.
Just came out of Kroger's to buy some groceries for next week.
Okay, Dr. Dex. Let's get the landscape first. One, you're buying groceries at night. Okay? You just came out of wherever store you came out of. You're buying groceries at night. Okay? That's one. The second thing is you announced that you were in your own form of hibernation or own self comfort for some months. You said months. So there's some things that we need to talk about here. You're going at a store at night. You just came out of your own type of self environment for months. You are now wanting interaction from people, and you feel entitled that you're entitled to this said reaction. Like, you don't know what kind of day that woman has had. And then you come back to your car after getting groceries or whatever, and you thought to yourself, you said, let me pull up my camera and make a blanket statement about women. Now, although you said not all, you still blanketed one entire race of women.
He did not blanket the women if he said not all. If he said not all women are doing this, he's talked to some black women in public before and they spoke back to him. So, bro, you missed with that one. Come on now.
Black women at that. To say, why don't they say hello? Are you missing the memo? Yes, you are missing a lot. You are missing a lot. Let me point it out. What you're missing is that you're at a store at night, wanting to hold a conversation with someone who's buying groceries for God knows who. Maybe her kids. Maybe
He never said anything about holding a conversation.
her in-laws. Maybe her parents. Maybe for herself. It doesn't matter. This person has a purpose to get in the store, and as probably a single woman that I'm sure that you probably went to go speak to, or a woman that was by herself, you thought it was okay to spark up a conversation. Now, I'm not saying it's not okay to have a conversation with people, but at the same time, you have to read the room. Not many women are trying to have a conversation, full-fledged conversation with a older gentleman.
Again, he never said he was trying to have a conversation. He was just saying that he said hello and said hello back. He probably would have kept it moving. I don't know why people are adding conversation into this. He never said that.
In the middle of the night at a grocery store. The grocery store looked like it was about to close because from the looks of your background, there's no other cars in the parking lot. You probably had this woman scared for her life. You never know. She probably was looking behind her back every 3 seconds to make sure that you wasn't following her. You don't know. But you can't sit up here and blame black women for not speaking to you all because
He's not blaming anybody. He's just asking a question. Where did he get blaming black women from? Like, this is crazy.
you didn't get the response you wanted. Okay, nowadays women are getting hit upside the head with bricks.
Okay, I'm done listening to this fucking clown, man. Dude, he never said anything about holding a conversation. He just said saying hello back, and that's it. Like, are we... All right, I'm tired of looking at this.
Black women in the grocery store, you look them right in the face.
I never have a hot take, but I definitely have a hot take on this one. So let's give you a brief synopsis. This man alleges that he went into a grocery store, looked a black woman straight in the eye, and she didn't speak back. So that triggered him to get into his car and make a 15 to 20-second video about do black women speak in the grocery store. Now, in his video, he never said that he spoke to black men or men in general and they spoke back. He never said that he spoke to other demographics of women in the grocery store.
Because that's not what his video was about, stupid.
store and they spoke back. He only spoke on the fact that he spoke to a black woman and she didn't speak back. Now, this is my thing. First off, you never know what people are going through. The grocery store can be a challenging time for people. People are out here struggling. You don't know if this woman was choosing between groceries or gas. You don't know what's going on with eggs being about $200 a carton. You don't know what's going on. But
eggs are not 200. Wow, dude. The price of eggs is actually going down.
at the end of the day, nobody owes you anything. You're walking around with expectations from strangers, which leads to my second point. What were your intentions? Now, are you a decent human being, or did you do it because you wanted something in return? A decent human being, me, if I'm walking into a door and I'm going to hold it for whoever's coming behind me. I don't care who you are. If I'm walking into a door, I'm going to open the door. I'm going to hold the door open for you. You don't have to tell me thank you. Some people do, some people don't. But if you don't tell me thank you, it's not going to trigger me to stop you and tell you to tell me thank you. And it's not going to trigger me to sit in my car at my big age.
I think you're more triggered than him because he calmly was just asking a question. I don't think he's the one that's triggered here. I really don't. I think it's these people who are responding to him negatively. They're the real ones that are triggered. Don't tell me that he's triggered. He was just wondering. Like, clearly, but y'all are the ones that are so triggered by this because I don't know. I guess a lot of people here on TikTok have so much trauma and so much whatever the hell they're going through that they instead of actually seeking help, they want to take it out on complete strangers. I find that absolutely insane. Okay, I'm done hearing what she has to say.
So I just came out of Kroger's to buy some groceries for Nick.
See, I don't like how y'all doing OG on this, because this was the reaction he's getting is not warranted, and it's not good for our community at large. Let me explain. He asked a question. He said, I went to Kroger's to get some groceries. I've been in isolation for a few months. I get my groceries, and I'm asking a question, not all, but most of the black women I ran into. When I speak, I look them dead in the face just to speak, and they don't say nothing back. And then he asked the question of, are black women not speaking to black men anymore? Did I miss something? That is not the craziest thing that's not a crazy question. One, it's a question. It's not like some wild statement where he was calling y'all out outside of y'all names. He wasn't saying y'all are hateful. He not saying y'all are crazy. He ain't saying y'all are anything. But he asked a simple question: are y'all not speaking to us anymore? OG, I'm gonna tell you, apparently, yes, they're not speaking to us anymore. I guess I missed the memo too. A couple things with this. One, my understanding of, specifically in the black community, whenever we go into a space, we find other black people. And even if it doesn't matter whether it's a child, a woman, a man, an old person, a gay person, if you see another black person, you speak to that black person, because we are part of the same community and we have a very unique struggle within this country. And when we have this unique struggle, we need to stay together. And even if it's just speaking to establish, hey, I see you, you see me, we in this space, I got you if some go left. That is my understanding of this the whole time. And a couple of other things with this. He said Kroger. Kroger is specifically in the southeast region of the United States. I don't know if y'all know this, but in the South, it is customary to just if you make eye contact with somebody, you speak. And even, it doesn't have to be a hello. You can throw your hand up, tip your hat, a head nod, or even just say something like hi.
A head nod is universally known here in the South. I do that all the time, personally. When I'm at the gym, when I'm in public, all the time. Everyone understands the head nod.
Hi or hello. And keep it pushing. That's been the simple thing this whole time. And I don't like how y'all coming at him says, why aren't you asking white women this? Why aren't you asking Latino women this? Why aren't you asking? Because that's not their community. They don't have to establish those connections between the two of us. This gender war has got to end specifically in the black community for us to even try to progress somewhat. This man asked a simple question. And now I think about it, I looked at his profile. He's a judge, attorney, and professor in Atlanta. And he's a man of God because he lit, like if you go on his page, it's a bunch of content about Christianity and stuff. And I know not all Christians are saints and not everybody's a Christian, but when you have somebody with at least somewhat of a decent moral compass, and he's a judge and an attorney and a professor, like, I'm pretty sure he's not on no craziness, at least in the slightest sense.
That's exactly my point. That is exactly my point. Like, he just asked the question all these motherfuckers are asking him is, or saying like, oh, this old black man, he got so triggered because a young woman didn't want to talk to him. He didn't even mention if it was a young woman or older woman that he, said hello to. So how do y'all even know that? They're motherfuckers is trying to connect dots. They're trying to connect dots that aren't there. And that is so annoying to me. That is so annoying to me. Which is why I got annoyed with those last couple of videos that, I just showed y'all of motherfuckers trying to put things together that aren't there. Talking about this man is triggered. No. More you ladies who are responding to this in a negative light are the real ones who are triggered. That man is not triggered. I will down that hill. Get mad all you want. I don't give a fuck at this point. And with that being said, I'm gonna end the video right here. I don't want to drag it on too much longer, but thank you for watching if you made it this far. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you hit the link in my description so you can follow me on other social media platforms as well as support me directly on this channel. Check out my previous videos. I really appreciate that too. And with that being said, I'm out. Y'all have a good day.